a lot of these ideas and design new content. That is why many stages of the game remain almost identical, but there are other stages that have been removed and others that have been redesigned due to feedback that we received post-release.
Thing test. Name is 919.
Hi, I'm Rob Yescombe, the writer and narrative director and narrative producer for Q.U.B.E Director's Cut. I met the team when they were demoing at a student showcase and I was working as creative director at Crytek UK. And I remember sitting in the audience with the then editor of Edge magazine, and both of us, our eyes bulged out of our heads when the guys rolled out with Q.U.B.E, because at the time, the artwork was still pretty basic, but the underlying design and the intelligence of what they were showing made me sit up pretty quick. And I knew that these were guys who were going to be, in my opinion, were going to be stars. And I remember talking to them after the show and saying how impressed I was, and they said that they wanted to use the demo as their resume, as their CV to get jobs. And I remember telling them, guys, I think this game is going to be your job, and here we are 10 years later doing the remaster. The original game was a big hit, especially for such a small team, but in the reviews, a fairly high proportion of reviewers said that they wished there was more of a story. Not everybody, but it was enough to make the team consider that as an idea. So when they eventually decided to port over to console, I was extremely flattered that they remembered me and that they wanted me to write it. But there was a problem. They wanted a story, but at the time they couldn't afford to change the game. So the challenge was, how do you write a story for a game that's already finished? How do you write a story for a game that's already finished and has to feel like it was always meant to be there? More on that problem later.
Yeah, that's how it began, and then of course all the different milestones within submitting the thing, and it was just going to be a portfolio piece, and we all got an A for whatever the highest grade for that piece of work, which was higher than anything I've got before.
Oh yeah, same for me.
And then it kind of was like, oh, we're not stopping there. We're going to continue, and we got interest from Bithell and lecturers, and then Mark Rain, and learning more about the business side of things, and then Indie Fund.
It was actually Mike Reddy first, wasn't it? That
yes,
kind of pushed us and motivated us to go even further with this.
That's true.
Yeah, he was the one who suggested Indie Fund, wasn't he?
That's right, yeah.
So it was just really, really fortunate timing that as we finished uni, Indie Fund started, so it was just absolutely perfect timing.
It's crazy. It is crazy if you think about the odds of that happening, right?
Yeah, and also that when we started the project, it was the exact same time that UDK got announced. Because before that it was just the Unreal 3, which is very similar, but it's just not as user-friendly, and it was more of a modding tool. But for them to actually release the engine just as we started the project was really useful as well.
Yeah, with indie-friendly business terms as well, which was new as well at the time.
Yeah. I mean, they're not good terms by today's standards. There's like 25% of revenue, which is insane, but I think back then it was seen as fairly good.
Yeah, so all of that, combined got us off the ground, which is phenomenal. And so that was a crazy journey, and it all happened so quick as well, you know.
Yeah, I remember thinking at the time, like, it felt like quite a long process. I mean, if you're talking about from when we started to actually when it got released, it's probably like just over 2 years. Full production was like 15 months or so, which felt like a long time. But then you think how long games take to make now. That was really quick.
Yeah.
It was really fast, yeah. Yeah,
we were thinking 6 months originally, weren't we?
Yeah.
June 2010, I think.
We were very naive. We underscoped what we needed to do massively, I think.
But to be honest, I thought it'd take us 6 months to do the remaster, and it's taken a similar time. So I think it's just a common mistake everyone makes.
Hello? Can you hear me? Huh. No point in saying that, is there? Okay. I'm gonna have faith. I'm at the peak of my orbit again, so fingers crossed this is getting to you. I've been speaking with Mission Control. They're worried about you. Because your radio's out, we don't know if you've lost your memory or not. If you have, it could be bad for the mission. One of the methods they use to bring back memories for amnesiac patients is to talk to them about important events in their lives. So, before you left, you wrote yourself a letter, just in case. It's a letter to you about you. Mission Control gave me a transcript. We think it's for the best that I read some of it to you. Okay, well, first, you're married. You have no children. You live in Colorado Springs, but you got married in Iceland. That's nice. Damn. I'm orbiting out of range. I'll read more if you're still there. Hello? Can you hear me? Huh. No point in saying that, is there? Okay. I'm gonna have faith. I'm at the peak of my orbit again, so fingers crossed this is getting to you. I've been speaking with Mission Control. They're worried about you. Because your radio's out, we don't know if you've lost your memory or not. If you have, it could be bad for the mission. One of the methods they use to bring back memories for amnesiac patients is to talk to them about important events in their lives. So, before you left, you wrote yourself a letter, just in case. It's a letter to you about you. Mission Control gave me a transcript. We think it's for the best that I read some of it to you. Okay, well, first, you're married. You have no children. You live in Colorado Springs, but you got married in Iceland. That's nice. Damn. I'm orbiting out of range. I'll read more if you're still there.
The reason we included collectibles is that it can give each level a decent amount of additional challenge and replay value. They are intended as mini puzzles rather than hidden objects, so their location should be fairly obvious when you walk into a level, but how to reach them is less clear. Another reason to include collectibles is that it allows for more skill-based gameplay. People often say that a good puzzle game is one where once you know the solution, it can be easily implemented. And this is something I kept in mind when designing the puzzles. However, through experimentation, I found there was a range of other ways you could interact with the game's mechanics, which often led to challenges which were satisfying to complete. These challenges wouldn't be suitable for the critical path, as it may have led to players getting stuck. However, these challenges were ideal for collectibles given that all collectibles are optional. Having said that, not all collectibles require skill, and when it came to choosing where to place each collectible, I would usually design a puzzle with the primary objective in mind, then I would play around with each level in game and see if there were any other areas of the map which could be reached. And if it was satisfying to reach each area, that would be a good location for a collectible.